Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for squat and deadlift day. So today on squats, I decided I really want to work on getting deeper, work on the stretch mediated stuff. So I did all of my squatting is just long pauses instead of any rep work, but I did quite a bit of it today. We went pretty hard in it. So kind of this is my second warm-up rep. I did a warm-up at 225, then I do 315, then I go to 405. So I want to be clear, I only have 2 warm-up reps. And that's just how I train. That's how I train in general. So getting over to this, I held about a 3-second pause, ass to grass, and then I went down to 315 and did 5 pauses of at least 10 seconds. Is what I tried to count. I tried to count to about 11 or 12 in my head and hoping that was 10 seconds. And of course, today the scale is kind of stuck. I'm hovering right at 220. I can't seem to dip back down under it. But considering I'm only a couple weeks into cutting and I'm down like 8 pounds, we'll accept a little bit of stalls at first. Again, the goal, I think when I get to about 210, I am hoping a lot of the loose skin and the fluff in that area has tightened up quite a bit. We'll see how it goes. A few people have commented that, yeah, it does look, on average, depending on the day, definitely tighter than it was before. The other thing, people keep chiming in. I had someone chime in that, maybe people say the forever cutting because you mention cutting every now and then, but I want to be clear, guys. I didn't cut this year. Now, once the shirt came off, a lot of people said I looked a little leaner than when I had previously, been shirtless. But that means that I just didn't gain any fat on my bulking. So I basically did a really clean bulk this year, right? I feel like I put on about 5 pounds of muscle. And I think the improved benching, most of it was upper body, obviously, because the benching was a lot better. Upper body strength was really good in general. So we know where all that muscle went. So the thing, because again, I got up to 335 for 5 for my best bench set, all pause. Now again, keep in mind that's arched with a in closer grip, wrist wraps, all that stuff. So I had a decently successful lean bulk this year. So now we're going to trim down, and yeah, I'm probably at this point. The plan is to get leaner than I have been at any point while being on YouTube, right? And I think that's fair, and I'm doing it for health reasons primarily, and I want to be clear on that. I don't need to be walking around above 220. I'm almost 50 years old. I feel like being closer to 200 is really the way to go. I can get plenty strong there, and as long as I'm not really focused on competing in powerlifting, it's not a big deal. I'll just keep focusing on gaining strength, getting the strength that I can, while staying lean. So, I think for longevity, that really is the best option for me. Right? We need to just get nice and lean and stay lean. These pause squats all felt really good. Now here's the thing, for the people who say, okay, are we going to get a hypertrophic response? Yes, because we have a lot of time down there at peak mechanical tension, getting into those highest threshold muscle fibers. And then the rep on the way up after those long pauses is slow. It feels almost like a max. So since we did quite a few of these, yes, it's enough to elicit a training response. Now keep in mind, I did some tens and stuff my last squat workout, right? So again, we got some quality rep work in the other day. We did reps of 405, then I dropped down, did some tens of 315. But I feel like in general, I need to get more power out of the bottom. I need the increased mobility. I need to keep stretching those quads. Okay, and I'm noticing the knee health difference, my quads, ankles, everything just feels so much better when I've been doing the stretches like this. They really seem to do a lot for me. And so I want to do some of this, and then I'll work back and forth between rep work. But realistically, my maxes could go up doing this. I mean, I could treat this like the real training and just work up with the heaviest weight as I can do longer pauses with 405, start adding weight on a peak set, and then do these as volume, and it will still work. I can probably get away with it too because I'm doing sled work, which is giving reps and volume to those same muscles. Right? I'm getting out pushing my prowler like 3 times a week. Okay? But, I mean, I'll rotate it around back and forth, but the thing is I do feel like this brings a lot for me in terms of just the mobility. Look how hard my quads and everything are stretched in that position. So, and again, I kind of like the idea of just working with numbers of plates. I almost feel like creating a system for top sets to where, you only go up on your peak set with 25s and 45s, or it could be 10 and 20 kilo plates. When you get to X number of reps, you can go up 20 kilos. A lot of old school guys used to use systems like that, and they would literally avoid microplating on their big exercises. It's kind of an old school mindset. You got to earn the right for that next weight increase. But you guys know me. I'm really big these days on rep quality, full range of motion. So even right here, I decided, let me just throw 5 wheels on the deadlift. Let me just get some really clean deadlift reps with no belt, with the stiff bar. And then the 6th rep, because it felt relatively challenging, because some of these I locked them completely, but it's down pretty quick. Main thing is I worry about grip with the stiff bar. But so the 6th rep, I held it at the top just because it felt good. That felt like it was a good challenging rep in terms of training stimulus. All right, for RDLs, I decided not to go with too many sets on these. I'm just going to slowly add these in so I don't start getting the cramping. And it's doing good, but I'm like, the 315 felt a little light last time, so I'm like, let me go up to 365, and I did 2 sets of 8. Now, it's also come up, someone said you're using straps for these. It's like, yeah, it's one of the few exercises I do, because this is heavy enough that grip can become a problem, right? Your lat exercises, if your grip is limiting you, you have major problems. If your pull-ups and rows, you have to strap up, we've got issues. But, I'm repping out 365 for a long set. This is going to be up to 405 in no time. Holding on to that for 10 rep sets without it resetting anywhere, that's a lot for grip. And then, if we worry about mixed grip imbalances or whatever, that would be the place where it might occur. So just strap up, because everything else is grip training. I get so much grip training in the week. I do pull-ups and rows raw. I do deadlifting with the stiff bar, which is harder. I'm doing it raw. We're getting grip work, and then my ab work in a minute. But I was happy with these. I felt like I left just a little in the tank on these. I'm going to keep working these RDLs up. The short-term goal, I want to be able to do my rep work with 405 on these, right? And again, this will get the hamstrings and the glutes growing for the deadlifts, because I'm not doing that much deadlift volume. I'm just doing like one quality set. All right. I've been trying to do ab work. I know ab work's important. I've been using those slings. I'm like, what? I think my grip and everything and my shoulders are healthy enough. I can do these just hanging on. Sure enough, I did. So I'm really happy with that. I'm counting that as a win. Very much a win. These are probably not the best shorts if I don't want the loose skin and the fat to look the worst, but you know what? There it is. It's all there for people to see. And that's the other thing I probably need to address again, people to understand that I'm not ashamed of that, guys. It is almost like a battle scarf. Hey, I lost 100 pounds of fat. Isn't that great? That should be inspirational to a lot of people. If you're a truly fitness motivated person, that should be inspirational to you. All right? If you really care about fitness. Keep that in mind. But super happy with being able to do these without slings today. I'm going to keep working on the form on this, getting better and stronger at these, get that core stronger. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.